Please call the roll.
Freeholder DiNicola.
Here.
Freeholder Felice.
Present.
Freeholder Gans is absent. Freeholder Sullivan is absent. Freeholder Vaz.
Here.
Freeholder Zor is absent. Chairman Tanelli.
Here. Evidence of a quorum is present. Everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Michelle, could you please lead us?
Absolutely.
Good timing. Perfect timing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No. So tonight we have the pleasure of having Pastor Eddie Spencer from Mount Calvary Church in Inglewood. I'd ask Reverend please step forward. Whichever way you prefer.
Shall we pray? Our Father, our God, we thank you for this day that you've blessed us with, for your provision today, for your protection today. We've gathered to this place tonight asking your choicest blessings upon our nation, upon our region, upon our state, upon this county, and upon these leaders. Provide wisdom, clarity, and understanding. In the name of Christ we do pray. Amen.
Amen.
So if the board will please indulge me, the clerk brought up a great idea that we should present the people that come and give our invocations with accommodation from this board as well as a freeholder pin. So I'd like to ask Reverend to please step forward, and if everyone would join me down in the well. To you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the freeholder board, so my colleagues, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's what we usually do. Is it ready?
Yeah, it's not like
Very nice. You can't leave here empty-handed. You can't leave here empty-handed.
It's true.
You're always thinking.
To pray.
I gotta stop. I can't sleep.
You always think, and that's why you're up at 3:30 in the morning watching Nick at night.
That's what my husband says.
Watching Nick at night.
Turn it off.
I gotta go home and watch the results.
Oh,
I can't wait.
yeah, over under.
I know. A glass of wine and a TV set.
So, one announcement, February is Black History Month. The Board of Chosen Freeholders, together with Bergen County Executive Jim Tedesco and the Bergen County African American Advisory Committee, invite you to our Black History Month celebration to be held at 6 p.m. on Thursday, February 18th in the County Administration Building. Will the clerk please read the minutes to be accepted?
Minutes to be accepted are December 21st, 2015, public session, all present. December 30th, 2015, Sine Die work session, all present. December 30th, 2015, Sine Die public session, all present.
I'll make a motion on the minutes, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. I have a motion to open the meeting to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We will now have the hearing of the general public with a 3-minute time limit in effect. The board attorney will keep the time. When the time of the speaker expires, the timekeeper will announce the time has expired. Please fill out the cards with your name, address, general topic. Obviously, we're not crowded tonight, but if anybody else would like to speak, I do have a few here. Please fill out a card. So we'll start with Matt Smith.
Oh, how nice.
Good evening. My name is Matt Smith. I am a organizer with Food and Water Watch. So I no longer live in Bergen County, but I represent the 3,000 plus members that Food and Water Watch has here in towns throughout the county. And I'm here tonight to speak about the Pilgrim Pipeline. Again, want to thank the county for the previous resolution that was passed opposing the current version of the pipeline, citing concerns to public health, to drinking water, particularly in the Rampo River Basin, where 800,000 residents source their drinking water. river basin is also connected to the regional water source, so the North Jersey Water Commission. So water is back pumped into the reservoirs in Wanacue that feed towns like Oradell reservoirs and towns throughout Bergen County in times of drought. So a spill or an impact from a major oil pipeline where spills are more and more common. We're seeing headlines throughout the country, the disasters of oil spills. We appreciate the county's response and specifically the Freeholders resolution opposing that. We recently had another conversation with Chairman Tonelli, who I think brings a lot of reassurance to the residents in the towns who would be directly impacted by this pipeline that additional measures will be pursued, and specifically following up on questions that were presented to the county administration back in October that have gone unaddressed. And while there is no public forum to address the county administration, I'm coming here tonight to just say that the constituents who expressed those concerns have been waiting since October for answers and have been patiently and diligently waiting and following up. But that's more on the administration side. That's not necessarily for the freeholders. We really appreciate Chairman Tonelli's commitment to look into those questions for us, and I guess we will wait and see. And hopefully we'll be coming back in at the next meeting with more news to work through as we try and protect our communities, our drinking water, our public health from this pipeline proposal. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alexander Hutchins. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Hutchison.
Thank you.
Tonight, I addressed the Freeholders Board. I come here to talk about the homeless, mentally ill, and asked if the freeholders could provide service for mentally ill people, like housing for ones that are homeless. And I'm begging you out of my heart, and I'm asking you to open your hearts and help these people, get them into housing, provide money maybe to Vantage to buy more houses and other, centers, plus other housing programs. And I ask this because I suffer mental illness myself. I've been consumer advocate since 1982, and I've always done this to help people with mental illness, and I will continue to do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes, sir.
As chairman of the budget, for this 2016 year, I can assure you that we will take every effort to make sure that people that need our help will get it. And as difficult as it may be financially, I commit to you that each of us up here will do our best to make sure that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for that. Mr. Dunsey.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As an environmental commissioner in River Edge, one of my main goals has been to provide better transportation options for people who cycle. Bicycle routes are very important for preventing cars from hitting into cyclists. Now, one idea I had is for extending the Hackensack River Walkway. Currently, it's in bits and pieces along the Hackensack River in Hackensack, and there's a segment that goes from the Sears through Johnson Park, through FDU, and then behind the technical school, and it stops at Route 4. I've been trying to get momentum to have it extended all the way to Commerce Way along the river through mostly county property, and then down Commerce Way so that it's close to the border of River Edge and Hackensack near the Von Steuben House. I was delighted to see in November that the Hackensack Mayor and Council unanimously passed a resolution supporting this idea, and it was reported on NewJersey.com. So I'd like to read a few excerpts from that article to update you on the progress. So the article says, the governing body announced its unanimous support of a proposed extension of the Hackensack River Walkway. The Mayor and Council passed a resolution on November 23rd at the November 23rd meeting, which proclaimed the city's support of a proposal to extend the walkway to Hackensack River County Park. The walkway, it goes on to say the walkway pieces in place were constructed when businesses along the river streets shifted from heavy industry to commercial properties. According to the Hackensack Riverkeeper founder, Captain Bill Sheehan, one of the conditions for granting permits to build along the river was for developers to construct sections of the walkway with the end goal of connecting them. Though developers ended up building pieces of the walkway on their riverfront properties, sections of the walkway, some similar in terms of design while others are not, were not connected, Sheehan said. According to officials, the proposed extension would take the walkway from Hackensack River County Park along Route 4 all the way to the Steuben House, also known as the Zabriskie Steuben House in River Edge. Mayor John LaBrose called the idea of an extension as great. It's a very nice riverwalk area, he said. It's a beautiful part of the river, and I think it would be a great addition to the county and state to do that. The expansion project is ultimately approved. It would not be funded by the city, but rather by the county. And the article ends by saying the Hackensack Riverkeeper Program Director Hugh Carola said, if indeed the walkway is completed, it will definitely be an amenity that people will use and enjoy. Sheehan alluded to the same, adding that the walkway would also assist his organization with its message of defending the environmental quality of the estuary, river, and watershed, and the quality of life for people and creatures that inhabit the immediate area.
3 minutes, Mr. Dunson.
So you can see that the river keepers are in favor of this extension. So is the Hackensack Mayor and Council. The next step is to get River Edge on board, which I'm working on. I hope you'll support this idea.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
If you'd like to speak, there's a form. Tatum Leeden. Jared, just fix the mic. Please.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry, I'm kind of short. My name is Tatum Lennon, and I'm here to talk about mistreatment at the Bergen County Homeless Shelter. I was recently a resident there, and I'm there solely for housing. I have a time limit to get my 2 children back. I just had my second daughter 4 months ago. I was wrongfully treated and kicked out for not a legit reason. Me and my husband that also lived there got into a dispute. And he was forced then later that night to order a restraining order against me, and was threatened that if he did not get a restraining order that he would be kicked out as well. And they are restricting me from going back there and are trying now to further make the restraining order permanent. And they're forcing him, otherwise he will lose his place there as well. And they're telling me that they could not help either of us with housing when we're both legally eligible for housing. I've been chronically homeless, he has as well. And I just wanted to know if anyone could help me resolve this issue.
Well, I take it when you were pursuing shelter there, you went through a process. Did you go through the housing authority?
You know,
on the second floor?
Excuse me 1 second. I think the best thing to do is we'll have one of our aides take your information, and whichever freeholder sits and is responsible, we'll sit with the administration and sit with you and see if there's anything that can be done, or we'll look into it a little bit closer rather than try and solve it right here. So I'll have my aide, we'll get your contact information if you want to stay until the end of the meeting, and one of us will sit with you, okay? Thank you. Wayne Naruki. Close? How are you?
N as in Nancy, A-R-U-C-K-I.
Wayne. Hi, I'm Dr. Wayne Naruki. I'm a Rutherford resident and a member of the Save the Williams Center core group in Rutherford. Some of you know, I'm sure, that there's a lot of momentum behind the Save the Williams Center movement, and there's a lot of public interest in Rutherford as well to revive this performing arts center. There was a structural study that I believe was completed in the sort of late fall of 2015, and I was hoping to get, if possible, a comment on where the county is as far as reviewing that report, and just to express our group's desire once again to meet with the county to discuss the future of the Williams Center as well.
Okay, so to my knowledge, because I've met with you guys a number of times, and being from down South Bergen, the Williams Center is an interest of mine as well. To my knowledge, checking with the administration, unless you can add to that,
Right.
that study has not been delivered to the county yet. It may have been completed, but to my knowledge, it has not been delivered to the county executive yet. And once it is, I'm sure they'll make it available, and I would hope that we'd be able to sit down and go over it in detail.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, if I might,
Sure.
Chairman? Yeah, the plan is that once we have that in hands, we will sit down with our professionals that are in-house and review what outside engineering has concluded and recommended within their report, and then we'll be able to get a better, our arms around the center, so to speak, a little bit better, and offer some kind of direction there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Could I just to clarify, because I've been following up on this too, it is going to come back to the Department of Public Works though, right? The phase 1 study. It's my understanding it's completed, needs an internal review through Public Works, and then we'll have a meeting on where to go or how to interpret as a Public Works.
Ultimately, you're absolutely correct, because it is that is a facility that technically falls under Public Works,
Right.
and has been cared for by the Division of General Services for years and years and years. You're absolutely right. It would be an issue for Public Works, for Mr. Dressler and the Division of General Services, and working with planning and engineering, particularly with the engineering side.
Okay.
So they could review that and offer their recommendations on the findings as well.
Okay, great. A lot of people anxiously waiting.
Absolutely.
So yes, thank you.
No doubt.
Anyone else? Not seeing anyone else, can I have a motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Will the clerk please read the resolutions on the consent agenda?
Resolutions by consent are 113-16 through 157-16.
I'll make a motion on the resolution.
Okay, can I have a second?
Second?
Please call the roll.
Freeholder Di Nicola.
Yes?
Freeholder Felice.
Yes.
Freeholder Gans is absent. Freeholder Sullivan is absent. Freeholder Voss.
Here, yes.
Freeholder
Here.
Zor is absent. Chairman Tinelli.
Yes.
Okay.
Are there any resolutions on non-consent pulled or tabled?
There are none.
Okay. We'll now have Freeholder Committee reports. I'd like to start tonight with Freeholder Felice.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I just may take a moment of this board's time. Over the past 3.5 years, I've had the pleasure to have as my aide, and has become such a good friend, Michelle LaGuercio. And the most important thing that any elected official can have is somebody that you can have in confidence, that you can bounce things off of, that you can have someone that will be there day in and day out, whether you're running for office and the ups and downs of that, certainly, but also of governance. And I just wanted to thank Michelle for just making my experience over the last 3.5 years such a very, very positive one. And whenever Michelle walked into the room, it would light up. People would smile. She did a wonderful job with the budget hearings last year, which they said could not be done but it could not have been done if it wasn't for Michelle. So Michelle, I'd like you to join me in the well. I have something for you.
Yeah.
No flag? Okay. Those are my freeholder reports.
Great. Freeholder DiNicola.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I feel, not so loved all the way over here.
Move on down.
I do quickly want to mention 3 important events that I attended, many with some of my colleagues. The first was a celebratory dinner that was given by the Division of Community Development for the American Dream New Homeowners Program. That's a program that you don't always hear a lot about, but it takes a tremendous amount of work on the part of our employees in community development in helping families who face challenges in securing mortgages buy a new home here in Bergen County. And I know the chairman was with me. We saw many happy families there, children who were attending schools in the new neighborhoods where they were in, and they were most grateful. New taxpayers, they were still smiling, and we welcomed them to their new Bergen County life. So that was wonderful. The second was last week's EMT graduation in Paramus at our emergency services training facility. One of the largest classes ever, 194 EMTs. Our guest speaker was the police chief / fire chief of Paramus, Kenny Ehrenberg. He did wear his police chief uniform, I guess I should note that. But it's another example of how we really rely so heavily on our volunteers for critical services, not only here in Bergen County, but throughout New Jersey. Where would we be without these EMTs, without our firefighters? It's up to us to continue to support them in all of the time that they and their families give to the rest of us. I always joke that I'm very good to my ambulance corps in Franklin Lake, so when I have my heart attack in my kitchen, they'll respond. But it was wonderful to see, and the programs are growing, and we do have the finest instructors in the state of New Jersey. And the last thing was the free Narcan training that was given right here in the Learning Center. It was a program in conjunction with CARES, who out of Morris County was able to secure a grant for Narcan training for emergency service personnel, for professionals like counselors, and so importantly for the loved ones of the addicted. It's just a tool, Narcan, to revive those who overdose. The unfortunate thing is, many times those who are addicted go on to find their next high and need to be revived again. But it does give us another opportunity to make a connection, to work with them for a better life, hopefully a life free of addiction. Because certainly if Narcan isn't used, their odds of achieving that are 0. So it was great to see standing room only there. Our Office of Addiction Services did a tremendous job. They all were there that night. Sue Debiak and Judy, Marlene, and Erin Delaney, who really made the connection and made it happen. And the very last thing I want to mention is a new resolution that was placed on our agenda tonight. It's Resolution 157-16, and that's for the auction of the Zabriskie Street parcel. I look forward with my colleagues to the sale of that property. As you know, it was the DPW and also the Bergen County Police Station, and it's time. It's time to bring that money back to the taxpayers of Bergen County. So hopefully We see a lot of buyers competing for that great parcel of property in a wonderful section of Hackensack. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Moss.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to massacre my Chinese, but gung ho fat choi, because this is Chinese New Year, the year of the monkey, 4,713. And so I hope that it's going to be a very happy year for everybody. Many of us went to the Bleshman School for their Jumpathon, and this is one of the nicest things that I do every single year. Bleshman is a school for severely handicapped children, but the people who work there are so wonderful. Most of the children have a one-on-one aide, and they get them involved in things so that they get some of the joys of life. And the Jumpathon, of course, was for collecting money for the Heart Fund, and that was a day when everybody wears red, even all of us here in the county. And I believe Bleshman has been doing this for 21 years and has raised thousands upon thousands of dollars for the Heart Fund. So God bless those children and their teachers. That day I also went to Bergen Community College, has one of the most wonderful dental hygiene programs. And every year they have a program called Give Kids a Smile, where children can come in and get free dental checkups, and it's just a really wonderful thing. And Bergen Community will very shortly have an entire building that's going to be devoted to healthcare education. And I always said to my students, think about where the jobs are needed, and those are the things that you should major in to further your education. This is also Black History Month, and we'll be doing several programs here. We've been honoring Black History Month since 1975, and there will be several programs here at the county to celebrate all the contributions that the African Americans have made to our country. And one last thing, which I think is very, very important. There's a program here in Bergen County called Project Literacy. You might not be aware of this, but most people think we have the most affluent county and that everything is wonderful. We have a very large proportion of people who are totally illiterate. And Project Literacy is a program that is for people over the age of 18. It's right here in Hackensack. And if you go on Facebook and you look on Project Literacy of Greater Bergen County, it'll give you all the specifics. It's 100% free. All of the instructors are volunteers. And it's just such a wonderful thing, and that people who don't read well or cannot read at all, this is the perfect opportunity, and it's free. And I'm very much involved in this, and I'm trying to get some funds for materials so that they can aid as many people as possible. Right now we have over 133 people enrolled in the program, and we'd like to help everybody who needs this. And Mr. Chairman, that is my report.
Thank you, Freeholder. I only have a few things this evening. This past Friday was National Wear Red Day, held here in the county, downstairs. It was to raise awareness about the #1 and #5 killer of women, heart disease and stroke. So we always take the picture downstairs with all the employees. Everyone participates, wears red for the day, just to show support. It's a beautiful sight to see everybody come united for any cause, but for such an important cause, it's really heartwarming. I also would like to wish Michelle all the best as she moves on. Our freeholder aides do not have it easy. They coordinate our schedules. They make sure that we're where we are, where we're supposed to be, and that we're informed on a lot of issues. They do a lot of our follow-up. So it's not an easy chore. I'm sure Freeholder Felice was not the easiest person.
I object.
Can I have a second on that? So I would just want to wish you all the best. It's been a pleasure. And then lastly, tonight we passed unanimously 132-16, which was a continuation of a JAG grant, the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant. Basically helps with Megan Law with the prosecutor's office, where we have an agency that coordinates all Megan Law matters full-time. And one of the most important things to highlight is they're able to coordinate with all the municipalities so that everybody knows. Everyone up here, I'm sure, is everyone that watches these broadcasts or that come to these meetings, our children's safety is first and foremost. And what interests me the most about this one was, as a councilman in North Arlington, I was able to work with the Megan Kanka Foundation for 2 years securing grants. At that time, they were issuing grants to municipalities after you wrote to why you were doing it. And matter of fact, I paid my money this year and got a background check to be a recreational coach in North Arlington, a plan and program that I started 7 years ago. So it just goes to show that when you do a good program, it sticks no matter what. Of course, Megan Kanka Foundation no longer issues that grant, so the coach himself has to pay. But it's a way to keep our children safe. We know who they're with when they're in the gym or when they're on the field, whether it's baseball, soccer, football. I certainly want to know who my children and my grandchildren are with. So it's just an opportunity for this Freeholder board to show support, which we did tonight. That's my report for this tonight. So if there's no more business before this board, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourned.